Hey guys, welcome back to my Club Carts channel for part 2 of my Steeleng lift kit install on a 2020 Club Car Precedent. For starters, we're going to make sure that our brake is pressed and we're going to loosen our rear lug nuts. My floor jack is in place there, but it's not lifting the cart yet. Loose. Go ahead and lift this up. The first thing we're going to want to do is get our floor jack, or our jack stands in place. Jack stands can go right in front of our leaf spring mount on the frame. I'm going to set that right down, but I'm keeping my floor jack right underneath the center of the rear axle with just a little bit of tension on it, so I can use that later to raise and lower the axle as needed. Factory wheels and tires right out of the way. All right. Now, first thing we want to do is loosen our U-bolt nuts that hold the axle to the leaf spring. That's going to be a 5/8. Then go ahead and loosen them on both sides of the cart. Even though we're going to be doing one side at a time, we want to be able to flex just a little bit. I'm going to start over here on the passenger side. I'm going to take this U-bolt the rest of the way up. That U-bolt's all the way disconnected. The other thing we're going to want to take off over down there is the lower shock mount. That's going to be a 9/16. for the shock mount we are going to want to reuse, so I'm setting to the side here. When we do that, this lower bracket where the U-bolt is connected to twists down. It's still connected to our brake line. That can just kind of hang out of the way for right now. We're going to grab a 10mm socket and a 13mm wrench, excuse me, and take our leaf spring right out of there. Goes on the inside, 10 on the out. I like to loosen the top shack mount just a little bit, so it gives us some flex when we're putting it back together. I'm going to use my cheater with a power ratchet and get that the rest of the way out of here. Retain that hardware for resale. Same thing up here. One thing to be aware of is your brake line has a little bracket that attaches at this 13mm on the inside. So we just kind of working around that. Your hardware, and the leaf spring's ready to drop right out there. As I mentioned in my previous video, all the dust and dirt here, I typically take a few minutes to clean this all up before reassembly. For the purpose of these videos, I just want to show it come apart and come back together. So we're going to skip that step and I'll do some cleanup after. Our axle's going to end up dropping below our leaf spring. We got this angled bracket, angled down towards the front of the cart. It's set right on top of the old axle bracket there. You've got these pieces here that are to center the axle on the underside to the factory brake bracket. That's going to be a 10mm. So you'll need a 10mm socket on one side and wrench on the other. Go ahead and take that down. Have that ready there for when we need it. This is here is where our new U-bolt is going to go through. It'll come through here, and our shock's going to end up in the same spot. So this is going to angle this direction. Your shock is going to now mount up here rather than down below at the old brake line bracket there. Going at an angle across this block, which is fucking a little bit. So we can lower the axle down just a little. There we go. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I can bring that right down so I can get the leaf spring up there. And remember, this is still attached on the other side, just loosened up, so we can get a little flex out of it. Bring this side down. That should be good. And we can bring this spring back in on the top side. Personally, I'm using the factory leaf springs here. Somebody may want to upgrade to a heavy duty rear leaf spring at the same time. If you do, you may end up needing to go to an extended brake line. So keep that in mind. You might not want to extend the brake line right away as you're putting your leaf springs back in. Then you'll get some stretch, and then you'll end up with issues with brakes being real grabby. If you're only doing a 4-inch, which is what this is, and you're keeping a stock lift spring, it shouldn't be an issue. Tighten the top one if you did loosen that. Well, now we're starting to slip that too. So you want to get your top bracket up there. Push your shock right up out of the way. The lower piece I was talking about, where it's going to center it, is going to go, there's a factory hole in the bottom there that lined up with the leaf spring before. Now it's just going to, this piece is going to take place of your leaf spring. Line it back up with your factory lower bracket. Since it shift forward a little bit on me, so raising it back up, trying to get it in place. There. See if that's better. There we go. Washers and a nylon locking nut goes on the bottom side of those. I'm gonna come and get your camera there. Show you guys a little closer what I'm working on. So this top part here, that's where you originally lined up your leaf spring, so that's coming back through this top bracket. That bottom one, I don't know if you can see, there you go. That's gonna line up with the hole on the bottom of there, keep you centered. And that's how that assembly sits there. So let me put the camera back where it was, and I'll get this all tightened down part way on this side. I'm not gonna tighten it all the way, still gonna want some flex. So the other side will work with us. Size of the new ones is also going to be 5/8, same as the ones that came out. this down, you might need to shift the axle a little to line up those holes. Alignment pins. That pin's not going to want to sit quite where it needs to, so I'm going to go ahead and move the other side, hit this same point that I'm at on this side, and then we'll get things aligned and tightened down. Bring you guys with me over the other side of the cart here. Again, we need the bolt out of here first. And then get our leaf spring out of the way. 13 mil on the inside, 10 mil on the outside. Hold on to that hardware. It doesn't want to come out quite yet. Then I'll have to loosen the top just a little bit. So those shackles have some flex. Tension on there yet? Alright, here's the rears out. Oh, I missed one thing. I missed our shock note. Swap to a 9/16. Get that shock out of there. If I can pull out the ratchet. Go. Hold on to your hardware. And you swing right out of there. Okay. Then we can lower down the rear end. Match the other side. And then actually, I can see the other side falling right into place. So that's perfect. spring goes on top of the axle, right back in place. Make sure these are all straight. There we go. And let me go get some parts. Again, I'm going to start with my centering piece here, 10 mil on each side. Just tighten that down. Quite leave enough space there. I got to lower my axle down a little bit. There we go. Bring that right back up to the axle. And again, I shift it forward a little. Just going to pull it back to the alignment pin. Shock up out of the way. U-bolt through. Across, so the line back up. And put our lower bracket on. Their centering piece here with the alignment pins. Washer. Locking nylon nut. Locking nylon nut at the bottom of each. And tighten back up with our 5/8. Back up just a little bit. The alignment pin's not dropped in where I need it to be. Let me check and see if the other side is. This side here fell into place when I worked on that side, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten this side down. That side's good and snug. We'll work on getting this for the alignment pin to sit where it needs to. There we go. Nice and tight. Next thing we gotta do is put our shocks back on. So we're gonna swap back over to our 9/16 socket. These stacked up, there's a metal piece on top with a rubber bushing. Goes on top of your new shock mount. You pull your shock back down through. Got a rubber bushing on bottom, another metal washer, and the factory 9/16 nut. Which I'm not going to be able to do with a deep socket, so come back to that with a shallow socket. Let me try 1/4" drive, see if this will fit. There we go. You're going to want to tighten these just until you see the rubber bushing starting to pack just a little bit. Same thing on this side, I'm just reassembling the shock. Tight until that rubber bushing starts to compress. And we're ready to put the new wheels on. Started. A 1/4" inside socket. I'm going to make sure that my brake pedal's released here. My preferred method is to spin the wheel to tighten these down. You want to tighten your lug nuts in an X pattern and pull the wheel in evenly. Bring you guys back over the other side with me. Got it pretty well snug. We'll go ahead and lower the cart down. Lift it up first, get our jack stands up underneath. Lower right down to the ground. Lock our brake, parking brake. And now we can snug these down this way. All right, there you have it, guys. It's about 45 minutes on the front, about a half an hour on the back, and I'm doing this with you in live, real time. I'm not speeding up any videos for you or anything. So for beginner and you're reading the instructions as you go, maybe a 2 hour, but that's a 4-inch lift kit with 22-inch tires. And if you want to watch some more videos and subscribe, I'll continue posting stuff as we put this cart back together. Thanks for watching.